welcome to That Wrestling Show, the podcast where all pro wrestling matters. Bill Yankovi along with Fro. How you doing, Fro?
Hi. I said you're wrong. Your last name wrong on the last podcast I did.
Well, it's okay. For every time my last name has been said wrong, I would be a billionaire by now.
If you got $1.
Oh God,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Yankovi is it's very Polish.
Yeah, it is. It is. Hello to our Polish listeners, if there are any.
Yes, hello Poland.
Hello Poland.
They haven't heard that since World War II.
Oh, jeez.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I saw what you did there. This week we are going to preview NXT Takeover in your house. We have the full card set to go. It is this Sunday. We're going to talk about the matches who we think are going to win. Plus, we are going to get into the wrestling news. I will say this. There is one story I do want to bring up, which I think is a little bit interesting. It involves the ex of a certain blonde 1980s popular wrestler. I do want to mention that one a little bit later on. Well, let's begin, Fro, by talking about the WWE Network. Because...
Yeah, this free thing that all of a sudden came out. What is this?
Out of nowhere. So this week, Monday actually it was, WWE Network came out and they officially announced that you can go on to the WWE Network for free. You don't have to, sign up right away. This is what you get in the free version of the WWE Network. You get the brand new show, although I really don't think it's a brand new show, Raw Talk, which streams on Monday nights immediately following Raw.
Well, guess who have never ever seen an episode of that?
You.
Me!
It's basically,
have you ever...
It's basically like Smack or Talk Smack.
Okay.
That's basically what it is.
That's them calling you now to have you as a guest.
Yeah, I know. Groundbreaking original series, including the Monday Night War, Ride Along, Table for Three, Photo Shoot, and Story Time.
Really?
4 of those 5 I would recommend. Well, I'd say about 4.5. Story Time has its moments. The others I would recommend.
Have I ever seen Story Time? Don't think so.
It's worth it. It's worth a look. Plus, you get recent episodes of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, select historical WWE pay-per-views and takeover events, plus weekly WWE highlights, top 10, WWE's The Bump, WWE Now, the best of WWE, and WWE Timeline.
I think that's pretty good for a free thing.
It is, but here is going to be my argument for this.
Right.
Why did you not do this any sooner?
Right. Yeah, no, that's a very good argument.
Because, and don't get me wrong, it's a good move, but...
it feels a little late.
Yeah, it does.
But I do think they wouldn't do this if Disney Plus and other companies didn't come out right now as well. I'm guessing they are losing subscribers because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, you can't afford 6,000 things to subscribe to. Like, even me and Bill that are millionaires because we do podcasting.
Yeah.
Yes, because we do it. Yeah, we do it for the money. No, but in all seriousness, even like every streaming service has a cost, and if I have to be honest, if I didn't see this on on someone else's account, I wouldn't fucking pay for it because guess what? I want to pay for other things like Netflix, and I want to have Amazon, and I want to have other things. And it's like when Disney Plus comes to Norway, I can't wait till Disney Plus comes to Norway. By the way,
have they announced a date yet?
No, late summer, whatever that means.
Oh, okay, so it's not too far away.
No, and there are actually Norwegian subtitles on the Netflix Plus right now, so at least they are preparing.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you can get it some other way, but yeah. So the economy of it is like with HBO Plus, with Apple TV, like you have. At some point, you have to ask yourself, what is worth subscribing to? Like, you can't afford 6 billion different subscriptions.
Right.
And this is where they lose me. Because I would say this should be free with a lot of commercials. And the thing we are paying for people that are paying for this, they should get it commercial free. So the way they should do this as a solution is make everything free, just with commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be an amazing idea.
Now, one thing I noticed. Going over it again, and I obviously it's a big thing why it's not on for free is you don't get the pay-per-views. Like,
right.
So like if you decided to get WWE Network for free and you're like, oh, I'm going to watch Takeover in your house for free. No, you're not. You have to pay to get that.
And to be honest, I think that's fair enough.
It is.
But I do think I think they are doing themselves a disservice by making it so complicated for subscribers to understand this. Because if I paid for this service, I would be pissed off right now for everything they are getting free. Because especially NXT, I think NXT itself is worth the subscription to WWE.
Yeah.
Because NXT is that good. NXT is that good. And that's not even a joke.
No, it isn't. Because NXT is the superior product to them Raw and SmackDown. By far.
Right.
Just because Raw and SmackDown have the higher audience, for TV every week, doesn't
means absolutely nothing. Yeah, means absolutely nothing.
Now, one thing they did announce today that we're recording is that they are dropping the first month free shtick. So that is gone because of this, which...
And that's the other thing that I don't understand, because that is also going to hurt them in the long term, because I'm not interested in paying for anything else than maybe I would pay for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Just to see it. And then the thing, yeah.
That's their biggest time of the year is from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. That's when they get all the subscribers. And then once WrestleMania is over, it's like, oh, okay, we're done. We'll be back next January.
Right.
So
now this seems too late, too little, and in all respect disrespectful to a lot of the audience they have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand it. Yeah. I really don't.
I mean, I am probably one of the few people who bought the WWE Network on day one and is still there to this day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many other people can say. I mean, I'm not taking that as a like a badge of honor, but I would think, like I said, if you had offered that maybe within the first couple years, maybe you could have gotten more of an audience, but at the same time, the way with wrestling goes, as far as its popularity, it's always up and down, up and down. So you never know when you're going to get that high point and that low point. And then once they come out with the numbers for the second quarter, whenever that's going to be, that's going to be very interesting to see. And I think this move...
I couldn't agree more.
I think this move is a reason why they're doing it, is because they probably are scared to find out what the numbers are for the second quarter of business.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't understand this. I really, really don't understand this.
Well, I mean, we'll have to wait and see if the numbers do go up.
It won't. It won't. It won't. I will.
It's not going to move the needle that
much. It won't move it at all.
Yeah.
Why would it?
It just wouldn't, bro. It just wouldn't. At this point, WWE is trying and willing to do anything to get new subscribers. And I know they're at over 1 million, but I think they're going to be stuck at that number for a long time.
Like I said, I don't understand this.
Excuse me. Sad news this week in the world of wrestling. For those who have not heard, Danny Havoc passed away over the weekend at the age of 34 years old. Most notably as a deathmatch wrestler, was very popular. I had seen some of his stuff when he wrestled in CZW, and then later on, actually recently, as a matter of fact, bro, I watched a show from Game Changer Wrestling where they did a deathmatch tournament. And what was so weird about it was, like, I had finished the show that day. Like I'd had my dinner, I was, I had been on and off watching the show, and Havoc wins this tournament. Within about 3-4 hours, I get on and I read that he's died. And he had retired from wrestling, so he had gone on, lived a normal life. He did have kids, but I think what's heartbreaking about this is that his wife passed away earlier this year.
Aww.
And I know there are people who don't like deathmatch wrestling, which, hey, I understand. And I'll be honest, there are times where, depending on how it's presented, it can be fun. There are times where watching a wrestling deathmatch could be fun, and there are other times where it's just a bit ridiculous. With Danny Havoc, watching him, I never felt that, watching him in the ring.
Okay.
He had a really good feud. This was within about the last 10 years with Drew Gulak, WWE's current recent re-signee, Drew Gulak. And Drew Gulak had this gimmick, which eventually carried into 205 Live, where it was, sort of like a political campaign. Gulak for a better CZW. So these two have been feuding for a while, and it ends up in a no-rope barbed wire match. And CZW made a music video many years ago of the match. And it's so good. And I would recommend everyone watch it on YouTube if you get the chance. But
I don't think I ever seen it.
I'll send you the link when we're done with this. So.
Go.
But no, this came as a surprise because I had watched Danny Havoc like that Sunday afternoon, finishing that show, win this tournament, and then within like a few hours, I read that he passes away, and it's just it took me by surprise. And I just want to send my thoughts, condolences to the entire, to all of his friends, all his family, who were very near and dear to him. I'd never heard a bad thing about him, which it says something, because there are people who are like, oh, this guy's a jerk, Never heard any bad things about him. But Danny Havoc passed away this week at the age of 34. Let's jump quickly back to WWE because Rob Gronkowski is done with WWE. If you guys haven't figured out by now.
He lost the title.
Yes, he lost the 24/7 title this past Monday on Raw to R-Truth. I want to guess R-Truth is like a 42-time champion now. That's just a complete guess.
Something like that, yeah. I like this gimmick, though.
Mm-hmm. And I think with Gronkowski, because, and I had read about this the other day, after Kevin Green, who wrestled for WCW multiple times, had done it for like the third year in a row, the NFL was like, okay, that's it. We're done. We're going to put in all contracts that none of our players can be in professional wrestling matches ever again while they're in the National Football League. So, Gronkowski had retired, and he was going to be in WWE. That was a big deal at the time. And honestly, the pandemic sort of threw a curveball before Gronk decided, oh, I want to go back and play football. I think if the pandemic had not happened, I think Gronkowski would have been on TV every single week. And
probably.
I think in a way, this is going to be looked at as a disappointment for WWE. But it's not entirely their fault. It's not entirely their fault. I would say it's more the pandemic than anything.
Okay.
So. But yeah, R-Truth, once again, your 24/7 champion. Okay. This is something I've actually wanted to talk with you, Fro, about. Because I've been wanting to talk about this all week with you.
All week long. All week. Oh.
And this is about Impact Wrestling.
Oh.
Because we might be one of the very few podcasts that talks about Impact Wrestling. On a semi-basis, There was a promo at the end of this week's show for the Slammiversary.
Yep.
And we do have the date for it. It is Saturday, July 18th, which means I will be able to be home in time to watch this show, because I will be in Pennsylvania in a few weeks for the trip, 4th of July trip, and then make my way into Parts Unknown for that fun episode. But anyway, in the promo for Slammiversary, for those who have not seen it yet, there was a person sitting in a chair watching wrestling news, because, that's the real news today. And it is about all these wrestlers getting released. So, in this package, we get, and I have notes from somebody else who took them, a Bulgarian flag,
Mm-hmm.
footage of Brian Myers, a.k.a. Kurt Hawkins,
Mm-hmm.
Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows,
Mm-hmm.
Spud,
Mm-hmm.
Eric Young, EC3, Mike
I know.
Bennett, and Maria Kanellis.
I watch this because I actually watch Impact every week.
Yes, you do.
And I thought this is one of the better promos I have ever seen in my entire life. This was so good.
Now, the final line in the news report is wishing the talent the best in their future endeavors.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is starting the talk of, oh, these guys could all be at Slammiversary.
Yeah.
Well, not Spud.
Why not?
Because at the end of last night's NXT episode,
yes.
as he is about to leave, thinking he's lost his job.
I know.
And this was such a great moment.
It's so good.
Triple H comes out with an NXT contract, and Drake Maverick signs the contract. So he's
going to be in it, and I'm so looking forward to this.
So
it's going to be so great.
Still in WWE, still on NXT, so Spud is out of the picture.
I'm so happy.
Now, we have to figure out all the others. And here is the $1 million question, Fro. All the names that have been referenced just a few minutes ago, Rusev, Brian Myers, Anderson and Gallows, Eric Young, EC3, Bennett and Kanellis, are all of them going to Impact?
No. I think Rusev is. I would be very surprised because he's the only one that didn't name. They just show the flag.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Rusev is, and I think EC3 will. Because I mean, he really likes that company.
Yeah,
they made him a star.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Gallo and Anderson going there.
Yeah.
I think that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
But no.
Now this is actually sort of a fun throwback to about a month and a half ago when we were trying to figure out where all these guys were going to go. So I definitely see EC3 going back to Impact. I really do.
Yeah, I mean they made him a superstar in that company.
Yeah, they did. I don't see Hawkins going.
No.
I don't see Anderson and Gallows going. I think they're going back to Japan. I really do.
I do too think that, yeah.
Eric Young is a maybe.
No, when he was in Impact, he was in Impact, right?
Yeah, he was there for a long time.
Right. Isn't it sad that I don't remember that? But yeah, no, I don't think, no.
The two that I still haven't figured out. Rusev.
Rusev, I think, yeah.
And Bennett and Kanellis. and I'll tell you why.
Right.
With Bennett and Kanellis, one, they have two young kids. Maybe they want to spend time with their kids, being parents, being a family, which I would admire. I admire them for that, if they stick to that.
And I mean, now that Rusev are getting a divorce and everything, because that's definitely going to happen. Like I believe that for when everybody is like leaving their company. But yeah, it, I just why wouldn't he be on Impact? He would be super big in Impact. No,
But as much as we all love Rusev, and we really do, he's not going to bring a new audience to Impact.
I disagree.
All right, I'd like to hear this argument.
I think he would bring a new audience to Impact. He has never been there.
Okay, now I'll give you that, but how many people in the United States, and I'm just talking about the United States, number one, have access TV, and number two, even know they have access TV? That's
Probably not.
my concern.
Yeah.
Where if Rusev goes to AEW, TNT's a very well-known network, AEW's a well-known promotion, he'll be a face. If he goes to New Japan, which a lot of people have been hoping for, oh my gosh, he's going to be ridiculously over. He really is. With Bennett,
I think Impact needs him more though.
With Bennett and Kanellis, the only other place I could see them going is Ring of Honor. That's the only other place.
They didn't like their time in TNA though.
No, they liked it.
Did I?
Yeah. I thought they did.
I've read that I didn't, so.
Yeah. But I don't. Rusev's that's the big mystery there. To me.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens there. Maybe Fro's right on this. Maybe I'm right on this. Who knows? But it's going to be pretty fun to figure out who it is when they do.
Will we have an inductee this year?
Oh yeah, they had already announced it.
And who was it?
It was
Bill
Shamrock.
I love that.
Although that probably won't be till like Bound for Glory weekend.
No.
So, okay, I want to talk about this because this story is just absolutely ridiculous, and it's also funny in the same way. Because we really try to avoid the talking about the politics going on in the world because you guys want to, you all want to escape from that, and we understand, and we try to give you guys the opportunity to escape from everything going on in the world today. But I wanted to bring this up because I think this is one of the greatest stories that we will have all year.
Okay.
It involves Linda Hogan and Tony Khan, the owner of All Elite Wrestling.
Linda Hogan.
Yep. Linda Hogan, who is not liked by anybody.
I don't like Linda Hogan, and I never met her.
I didn't even buy her autobiography.
You would.
Okay. Well, apparently in social media, you have to put a comment, an opinion on what's going on with the protests and the riots. Well, Linda Hogan put her 2 cents on what is going on. This is from May 30th. This is from her Twitter account, folks.
Oh, yay.
At 11:03 p.m. on May the 30th, 2020, written on her iPad, she wrote, Watching the looting, it's all Afro-Americans. Not sure how robbing and stealing set the record straight, but if they want to be heard, they need to be civilized.
Wow.
Yeah. Linda Hogan obviously has not watched the news because, well, a lot of people are looting. And it's not just the blacks. It's the whites. I've seen it. Bro's seen it.
Mm.
Everyone who has gone into... Okay, I'm not gonna go there. But you guys get my idea.
Go there.
Tony Khan replied yesterday the following comment. Tagged to @Linda Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
You've now joined your husband in being banned from all AEW shows. Congratulations!
I love that, man.
Okay, now I do want to say this, and I'm actually going to defend Hogan for 1 minute. Hulk Hogan.
Oh no.
For 1 minute.
Oh no.
I understand why Hulk is banned because of the videotape. I understand that, and I get it. I could live with it. Hulk Hogan did not make that comment May 30th, 2020. That was Linda Hogan who made that comment. Linda Hogan should be banned from all AEW shows. With Hulk Hogan, here's my thing. I don't know if Tony Khan and Hulk Hogan had issues, if they had problems, and the video was the icing on the cake. He may be in the position of, well, I just don't want Hulk Hogan to be anywhere near this. If that's the case, then I'm okay with it. I am more than okay with it. If my only complaint, and it's not a big complaint, why would you say that you're now, like your husband, banned from our shows? He could have just said, Linda, you're banned from our shows. And then if someone mentions about Hulk, he could have maybe said something like, oh, I just don't want to work with the guy. If that's where he's coming from, okay, I get it. He's banned from AEW, okay, I get it. I have no problem with that. I just feel like you're combining both of them from two different time periods into the same thing. Do you understand where I'm getting at?
Yeah, I just don't agree.
No, I know. I understand where you're coming from. I mean, I don't agree with what Hogan said. Don't get me wrong. And I applaud Tony Khan for saying, guess what? You're never coming to our show. Ever. I just don't know if you want to bring up what Hulk Hogan did 5 years ago at this particular point in time. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm at the opinion that Hulk Hogan shouldn't be forgiven. Like I'm at that opinion. I think it was wrong of WWE to forgive him. That's my personal opinion about that.
Well, have you seen some of the crap that Sonny's put up on Twitter this week?
I don't think she would be in the Hall of Fame either, to be honest.
Oh my God. Okay. Without going too much into it, because I don't want to give this woman any more attention than she's already trying to get right now, because we talked about her last week. Basically, she's in support of what Donald Trump has done this week. Has used the hashtag white power.
White power.
Exactly.
Yay.
Called someone the N-word, or almost called someone the N-word.
Neighbor.
Other things that she has done this week. And she went after one of our favorite wrestlers, Fro, Jordan Grace. So.
Yep. She's a lady. Whoa,
Bullshit.
whoa, she's a lady.
Oh, shit. Tammy said she's a lady. Please. But I'm not going to dive into it because that's all she wants is attention. We're not going to give her attention.
I call that attention-seeking horse. That is what I call it. I call a spade a spade.
Oh yeah, spade. Yeah, absolutely. Well, she's definitely one of the queens of attention whores. That is for sure.
Yeah, I don't have respect for those people.
No. Mm-mm. Then how come you have respect for me? Huh? Well, well, all right. I guess because I'm actually a nice guy.
Yeah. Well, I would go that far.
Thank you.
I really like Bill.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you this because yesterday was my birthday, and because a lot of some of our Facebook members
Happy birthday
group, they just made my birthday so great yesterday, and I just want to thank everyone for making my birthday so wonderful yesterday, and thank you, Fro. I heard you, so that was actually one of my favorite birthdays yesterday.
Nice.
It really was. I had a blast.
How old are you?
35.
35.
I'm still a stallion, folks.
Youngin.
I'm a stud.
As we call it. Stud. Youngin.
All right. AEW last night during Dynamite announced that Fyter Fest this year will be 2 weeks long.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Yeah, July 1st and July 8th. It will be headlined by Jon Moxley against Brian Cage for the AEW title.
Oh, that will be such a good match.
And the Best Friends are going to challenge Adam Page and Kenny Omega for the tag team titles. That is as of right now.
Yeah.
Depending on how the rest of the card is, I'm actually okay with it being 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't have much to complain about on that, to be honest.
No, I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah. Should be fun. I mean, I watched last night's show. It wasn't. Maybe it's just me because I was tired. It wasn't their best episode.
No.
But the 2 title matches booked end were good. Those were good matches.
Yeah, I just think, yesterday's show wasn't that good.
Yeah. NXT might have actually won the week for this one.
For me, definitely. Oh, definitely. NXT was amazing this week.
Because Raw was, It was, The way Dominic said an eye for an eye, that was really good.
I haven't seen it. I've just seen the recaps.
You'll have to see the promo because Dominic's like, Seth, you like to read scriptures? I've got one. An eye for an eye. Oh man. Well, fortunately, Backlash is real close, so when we talk about the greatest wrestling match ever next week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be fun to talk about. Oh my god. Well, why don't we talk about what's coming up this Sunday? It is NXT Takeover in your house. Probably the most.
Is it in my house or your house?
I'm not really sure. And before we do this, I actually want to apologize to our listeners because at the end of last week's show, we said that we'd be giving away a house on this week's episode.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wrote a check and the check bounced. So
Aw.
we lost the house.
Oh no.
So we can't give away a house here this week.
Was it our house in the middle of a street, our house?
There's a castle
And
in a keep, our house.
and if people don't know what that is, go and educate yourself.
What a great song that is.
It's such a good song.
Have
I have actually seen Madness live.
I only know them for 2 songs. The one that we just sang, and there's another one called House of Fun.
Yeah.
So obviously you could tell they're trying to stick or keep going with the house
With
theme.
the house theme,
Yes.
yeah.
It's a weird song. I like it though. Welcome to the House of Fun. Welcome to the House of Fun.
House of Fun. Yeah, but no, they have a lot of good songs.
Maybe if they have a greatest hits, maybe I'll get it. That's a big maybe. Okay, so we have actually, Fro, 6 matches for this show. I'm not sure if one of them is going to be a pre-show match or not. I'm not really sure. But we're gonna go match by match, and we're gonna make our predictions now as to who will win these matches.
Cool.
Starting off is going to be a 6-woman tag team match. Mia Yim, Tegan Knox, and Shotzi Blackheart against Candice LeRae, Dakota Kai, and Rachel Gonzalez.
I'm going with team number 2.
This is not an easy one. Actually, there's not one. Well, there's one match that's real easy to pick. The others aren't that easy. To be different, I'm going to go with team number 1.
Cool.
On this one. Then we have Finn Balor against Damian Priest.
This is for nothing, right?
This is for nothing.
Damian Priest.
I'm going to have to disagree with you again. I think Finn Balor is going to win this.
Is he coming as the Demon?
Don't know.
I
don't think he is, but who knows. Next up, the NXT North American title, Keith Lee to defend against Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with Keith.
This is like the second hardest one to pick.
Yeah. Gargano doesn't need it. He's over already.
No, he doesn't need it, but as a heel character, him having the North American title would be like a big praise.
Yeah, but Lee hasn't had it for that long.
All right, I'll go Keith Lee. All right, next match, Tommaso Ciampa against Karrion Kross. I think this is going to be our second actual agreement. Karrion Kross is going to win this, right?
Yep.
Okay, thought so. NXT Women's Title Triple Threat match, Charlotte defending the title against Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai.
Everyone but Charlotte is the answer. Yeah, no, Charlotte is going to lose it. I just don't know against who.
Bro.
Bro.
You're forgetting
I know.
one rule.
I know. But
the Flair.
Luke isn't there, so she has had it before. Does she need it back? She kind of needs it back. That's the problem.
Sounds like you're going with
No, I'm going to go with Shirai.
I'm going to go with Charlotte. I mean, she's on every freaking show now.
I know.
I mean, what,
I just don't want her in NXT, so I really want her to lose.
I know.
I'm following my heart, not my brain.
Right. And then the main event. Go ahead.
If this was for something, I would probably go for Charlotte as well. But
well, it's for the women's title.
I mean, if we were betting on it.
Oh,
for some.
Okay. And then the main event. The NXT title on the line in a backlot brawl. Adam Cole defending the title against Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, this is very easy for me because, again, I'm going with my heart. So I'm going to go with my favorite wrestler currently wrestling, and that is Velveteen Dream. I mean, I think he deserves it. I think he deserves it for all the freaking work that man has done. I mean, he was the most unsympathetic persons. Patrick on Tough Enough, and going from that to where he is now, where he's one of my favorite now wrestlers, and I think Velveteen Dream is going to go down as one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He has not had a title yet. He deserves it.
But Fro, here's my thing.
I know.
And
he has had it for so short time.
He's had it for a year. Adam.
Yeah.
Which makes me think, okay, they're gonna put the belt on Velveteen Dream. But I still keep thinking in the back of my head, why hasn't WWE done anything with Velveteen Dream after that audio clip and photos came out about him talking to an underage girl? It's like, don't get me wrong, I want Velveteen Dream to succeed. I do. But I don't know.
Yeah, for me, it's just like he has had the title now for a year plus. Velveteen Dream needs it. He deserves it, and I think they know he is a fan favorite. And I mean, that man, the way he does promos and the way he wrestles, like, he's my perfect wrestler. Like, I love him. I just adore him. And he is amazing as heel. And guess what? He's amazing as face as well.
I will concede and agree with you and go for Velveteen Dream.
I'm very happy because this I actually mean. Like, this is actually something I stand behind.
Right. No, I know you do. Well, that's our preview of NXT Takeover. Quickly, if you have nothing to do tonight and you want to watch some television, on Total Bellas, Nikki gets proposed to marriage tonight.
It doesn't count if it's not done inside the ring or at WrestleMania.
That's very true.
But we haven't had our game show that we usually do. Is Matt Striker still on?
Oh yeah, is Matt Striker still on Labor of Love?
Yep.
Very good.
I thought he was going out this week, but no.
Because on tonight's episode of Labor of Love, Christy spends time in the father-to-be house and gets to know the men on a deeper level. 2 men are chosen for a romantic one-on-one date.
Yeah. But since we've gone a little short, are you ready for some WWE trivia?
Oh, of course. I love to do WWE trivia. Because, I don't ever cheat. It all comes from my brain.
Okay. Which superstar entrance music contains the lyrics, "They broke the mold when they made me"?
the mold. And they made me.
Do you want some alternatives?
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, Billy Gunn, Dolph Ziggler, Mr. Perfect.
Okay, well, I definitely know it is not Mr. Perfect because he never had lyrics in his theme. At first I was thinking Billy Gunn, but I'm not too sure. I pretty much know the words to Shawn Michaels' theme. It's not Shawn.
Sexy pie.
Shawn is out of the picture. It's down to Dolph and Billy. I'm just trying to think of like the one Billy Gunn song. Oh.
5, 4, 3.
I'm gonna say
2.
it is Dolph Ziggler.
It is Dolph Ziggler.
Yes! I didn't bite the bullet for Billy.
Which of the following championships have John Cena never held? Okay? Never. Okay? Intercontinental Championship, WWE Tag Team Championship, United States Championship, or the World WWE World Tag Team Championship. That was
easy for
hard
you
to say. Yeah.
He never held the Intercontinental title.
That is correct. Edge and Christian, famous 5-second poses, were, according to them, for the benefits of those with
flash photography.
Yes. I'm not going to give you the alternatives if you know it. Okay. True or false? At 25 years, 1 month, 13 days old, Yokozuna became the youngest WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Became the youngest champion.
Mm-hmm.
You mean of all time, or?
It says probably.
He was young when he did get that title. I'm going to say false.
Do you know who it was?
Randy Orton?
No, Brock Lesnar.
Oh. I forgot about that.
Which former member of the Shield is the only one to have held the Intercontinental Championship?
Seth Rollins.
That is correct. No, it isn't.
Oh, Dean Ambrose. Oh, wait a minute. You said...
Yeah.
Hold on. Repeat the question again.
Yeah, is the only one that has held it.
Yeah, who has held it?
Yeah, no, it's Dean Ambrose.
No, Rollins also held the Intercontinental title.
Well, not when this was made, I guess.
Tell him to update the question.
Okay. Which superstar was the first one to hold the Divas Championship in 2008?
That was... No. Michelle McCool.
That is Michelle McCool. Which superstar did Shawn Michaels not partner with to capture the WWE World Tag Team Championships? Was it Diesel, Marty Jannetty, John Cena, or Triple H?
It is Marty Jannetty.
That is correct. At WrestleMania XX, Goldberg defeated Brock Lesnar with this superstar acting as a special guest referee. Who was it?
What?
Sorry?
What? It's Stone Cold.
Yes. Which superstar said the following? I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest, but I am damn sure the toughest.
Wow. I'm not the biggest, I'm not the strongest. What's
But
the
I'm
last
damn
one?
sure the toughest, like the toughest.
The toughest. John Stossel. No, I'm just kidding.
You can have 4 alternatives
Yeah,
if you want.
I'd like to hear the choices.
Daniel Bryan, Jamie Noble, Dolph Ziggler, or Rey Mysterio.
Ooh.
Could be all of them, to be honest.
It really could.
Yeah. I haven't seen the answer.
Well, since I already said Dolph Ziggler in one answer, I'm going to take him out.
Okay.
So that gives me a 33% chance here. I'm doing Scott Steiner math.
Yes. Daniel Bryan, Jamie Noble, or Rey Mysterio. If I answered this, I would say Rey Mysterio.
That's what I'm thinking is Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
I'll go Rey.
He's so small, so. Oh, it's Daniel Bryan.
That was my other choice.
Yeah.
That was going to be mad.
True or false? Chris Jericho hold the record for the longest intercontinental reign at 454 days.
That's false?
Do you know who the record belongs to?
The Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah, it is. Very good.
The Honky Tonk Man.
The longest women's championship reign lasted an astounding 10,170 days and belongs to which WWE Hall of Famer?
It's the Fabulous Moolah.
It is.
It was like a 28-year reign as women's champion.
That is pretty amazing. How much did she wrestle in those 28 years is another topic, but
like every day or every other day.
Yeah. Which of the following superstars is not billed as being from parts unknown? Okay? Not. Boogeyman, Giant Gonzalez, the Berserker, or Kane?
I think it's Giant Gonzalez.
No, it's Boogeyman.
Really? Where's Boogeyman held or claimed to be from?
No, it is Boogeyman. I don't know. That doesn't say here.
That's interesting.
Of the following superstars, who is not a former NXT champion, okay?
Okay.
Big E, Neville, Bo Dallas, Tyler Breeze. Even I know this.
Yeah, I do too. It's Tyler Breeze.
Yeah.
Look, everyone, it's Tyler.
Like Tyler Breeze is maybe one of my least favorite builds in wrestling ever.
While we're on the topic of Tyler Breeze, did you see his return last night on NXT?
No.
Him and Fandango?
Really?
Yes. Oh my gosh. It was so great. You have to see it. It is great.
Okay. True or false? Santana Marella debuted in Milan, Italy, where he defeated Umaga to win the Intercontinental Championship.
That is true.
That is true. What was the results of the first ever WrestleMania match in 1985?
Tito Santana defeated the Executioner via submission with a figure 4 leg lock.
Good. Complete the following sentence. I'm the Miz and I'm
a pretty swell guy. No, I'm the Miz and I'm awesome.
That's correct. Which superstar won the inaugural Money in the Bank ladder match in 2005?
The inaugural Money in the Bank ladder match? That would have been Edge.
That is correct. Which superstar did Stone Cold Steve Austin defeat in 1996 King of the Ring tournament before coining Austin 316?
That would be Jake the Snake Roberts.
It would. Which of the following superstars has not won the Intercontinental Championship at least 5 times?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Chris Jericho, Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy, and The Miz.
All right. Jericho's out of the. For me, he's out of the picture. He holds the record, so he's held it more than 5 times. Miz has held it more than 5 times. I'm going to say that it is Jeff Hardy.
I was thinking, like, how many times has Rob had it? 1, 2, 3. I would go that. Oh, you're 100% correct.
Yes.
Jeff Hardy. True or false? The Rock won the WWE World Tag Team Championship pairing with The Undertaker.
That is true.
Wow.
I had to think for a second.
I didn't know that. It took place on December 18, 2000. 2000th episode of Raw.
Yeah, and then they lost it like within a few days.
Wow. Okay. Which Hall of Famer was the first ever Intercontinental Championship in 1979?
It would be Pat Patterson.
It would. How many WrestleMania events has taken outside Let's take that from the beginning.
Okay.
How many WrestleMania events has taken place outside of the United States?
Well, I think the answer is 2 times.
Yes. Do you know which ones?
Yes. WrestleMania 6.
Yes.
Which is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And WrestleMania 18.
And where were they?
In Toronto, Canada.
That is correct. Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
At which pay-per-view did Chris Jericho become the first undisputed champion?
That would have been...
I actually remember this.
Vengeance 2001.
That is correct. To complete Ric Flair's famous catchphrase, to be the man, you gotta beat
my other wives. Hi-yo!
Hey-oh!
So,
wow.
To be the man, you've gotta beat the man.
I love the other alternatives there.
What were the other ones? I don't think it is.
Me.
Man, you've gotta beat me.
Yeah, that's a good one. The best and the odds.
To be the man, you gotta beat the best. And to be
and
the
the
man,
odds.
you gotta beat the odds. Oh, man. Yikes.
That's shit. True or false? Shawn Michaels holds the record for the longest time in the Royal Rumble match with 1 hour, 2 minutes, 12 seconds set in 2006.
That is false.
Who does it belong to?
Well, the 1 hour, 2 minute, 12 second time is held by Rey Mysterio.
Yes, that is correct.
And then Daniel Bryan at the Greatest Royal Rumble held it, like, his official time was like 75 minutes in the ring.
Right, yeah. At TLC 2013, the World Heavyweight Championship title and the WWE title was unified, with this superstar becoming the first ever WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
It was Randy Orton.
It was boring Orton. Oh no, I don't want you to know this, but I know this.
Okay.
And that means that you know it. That's for sure. Which superstar won the first Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 30?
Oh, it's our good old pal Cesaro.
It
And
is.
when I mean by good old pal, I mean we've never met him in our lives.
Honky Tonk Man lost his Intercontinental Championship to Ultimate Warrior at SummerSlam 1988, but was originally scheduled to face which superstar?
It was going to be Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
That is correct. Why couldn't he go, by the way?
He got attacked on Superstars of Wrestling the weekend before SummerSlam by Ron Bass.
Okay.
And storyline wise, that's why he could not do the match.
Okay. But what was the real reason?
Ultimate Warrior threatened to leave WWF if he didn't.
Wow. Wow. Okay. True or false? Legendary manager Bobby the Brain Heenan once fought the Red Rooster in a match at WrestleMania 5.
That is true.
I remember that match. One of my least favorite matches. WrestleMania.
I haven't told my youngest nephew about the Red Rooster, and he loves chickens.
Which superstar enjoyed the longest single reign with the Divas champion at 301 days? Well, not anymore, but...
Oh, God. Well, I know Nikki ultimately set the record.
Yeah, that is correct.
Oh, that's the correct answer?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to think of who the other one was.
No, that's sadly correct. That was 30 questions.
Wow.
Good one. Yeah.
Good. I did pretty good. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Maybe you played along with us.
Yeah.
Maybe you got all 30 right.
I didn't.
Yeah, that one about Boogeyman, that one threw me off.
Yeah, let me see. Where is Boogeyman from?
Where did they say he was from?
Boogeyman.
While you do that, why don't I do our plugs, because we're at the end of the show for this week. If you have any questions or comments, send an email, wrestlingman@thatwrestlingshow.com. Follow the show on Twitter at WrestlingShow11. Follow us on Instagram at ThatWrestlingShow. Join our Facebook group. It is That Wrestling Show Fan Group. You type that in the search bar on Facebook. Find it, add, and join us. And if you can't, it's okay. Post the link in the description of each and every episode. And if you like what you hear, check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/ThatWrestlingShow, where we have extra content put up. Currently, right now, it is Fro Watches Disney Sing-Along Volume 1 that is currently up, but that'll be changed after this Sunday night's In Your Takeover House pay-per-view.
Yeah, this is one of the things Luke said that I didn't think about. How many people do you think is going to remember it's Sunday instead of Saturday?
That's because a good question.
I'm trying to find where it was built from. I can't find it.
Maybe he was from parts unknown. Who knows?
No.
Maybe. Notice I said maybe. Fro, what did you guys discuss on Another Digital Citizen this week?
We talked of multiverse theory. Yeah. That is very interesting, how many universes we have and if there's infinite part of many universes and things like that.
Oh, okay, I found it.
Okay.
He is billed from being from the bottomless pit.
Ah. I can't remember that, to be honest. Bottomless pit. Yeah, billed from bottomless pit.
The bottomless pit.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
I forgot, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, and then of course we talk about the news and the riots and things like that. But it was a good episode.
Very good.
Very good episode. Yeah.
Very good. All right, let's plug our other podcasts that we like to listen to. Check out our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. They take you through the world of retro wrestling really as no other podcast can do. This week, they have a fresh perspective on the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch. Plus, it is the final week of the Royal Rankings of the best WWF Tag Team Champions of all time. And they review an episode of WCW Pro from November 27th, 1993. That is our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast. Now, if you like your podcast hosted by one individual who lives in the New England area and has to probably take care of cats and other stuff and talk about when he used to live in Las Vegas, then check out
Greetings from Allentown.
Yes, join PW Peter Winston as he watches one episode of professional wrestling each week and gives his own perspectives on the episode. This week, he reviews an episode of Smoky Mountain Wrestling from July 29th, 1995. That is Greetings from Allentown. While they did not post a new episode up this week, do check out The Road Home from Wrestling with Christopher Jones. Also, check out Juice Pro Wrestling with my friend Juice. This week, they had an interview with Mike Herman from Retrosoft Studios as they discuss the upcoming video game Retromania Wrestling. That's going to be coming out this summer. And they give you a lot of details about the making of the game and a whole lot more. This has been in the works for well over a year, this video game, Fro, and I could tell you I'm looking forward to the game coming out. I'm going to check out this interview.
Sorry, what video game?
Retromania.
Retromania, okay.
It's going to be on all the major consoles, Steam, Xbox, PS4, I think Nintendo Switch is another one. So, check out this interview. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. That is Juice Pro Wrestling. If you're looking for non-wrestling related podcasts, check out the Best Pick Movie Podcast with Tom, John, and Jess. They watch each and every Academy Award-winning Best Picture in no particular order. This week, they discussed the Best Picture winner of 1984, Amadeus.
Amadeus, 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 Amadeus.
We are making 80s references this week. I love it.
Rock me, Amadeus.
I
love that movie. I love that movie.
Let me tell you what the other nominees were for Best Picture.
Mm-hmm.
The Killing Fields, A Passage to India, Places in the Heart, and A Soldier's Story.
Yep, still Amadeus.
Yeah, they got Amadeus. They got it right.
Rock me, Amadeus.
They definitely got that one right, that's for sure.
Amadeus, Amadeus.
Amadeus. That's a great movie.
Amadeus, Amadeus.
So check that one out.
Amadeus.
Also, check out Unspooled with Paul and Amy as they watch each movie from AFI's list of the 100 greatest movies of all time 2007 list. This week, they discuss Blade Runner.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
Have you seen the director's cut?
That's the only one to see.
Yeah, because I saw this movie for the first time last year. It was the director's cut. And
yeah, it's so good.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, it is so incredibly, just amazing.
It is. It's really good. Also, check out Last Stop Penn Station. We haven't talked about them in a while. They've been on a pandemic break. Join Carrie Silken and Ian Riccaboni as they go through the many stories of the representative of Ring of Honor Wrestling. This, or last week's episode, because we didn't get a chance to plug them last week, they talk about going to Madison Square Garden. So check that out. It is Last Stop Penn Station. Also,
you've been to Madison Square Garden, have you?
I have been to the Garden. Yes, I have.
I know when you were there, even.
Yep. Unfortunately, I would not go right now, so.
Oh.
I know. Also, check out Shark's Pond, a South Park podcast where I watch and review each and every South Park episode. This week, I review Trapped in the Closet.
The reason why Chef quit. Oh.
Allegedly. Although you and we discussed that a long time ago, and maybe I shouldn't spoil what actually happened. You guys should check out the episode to hear.
It's a good episode.
Right, but they should listen to hear what really did happen, what really caused Isaac Hayes to leave South Park.
Yes.
And this Sunday, Eliminated, a Royal Rumble podcast, myself, Jim Boy Star. This is the final Royal Rumble match until next year.
Aww.
Until next year that we get to discuss, because it is the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble match. Whew, that's a lot to go through.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so next week, we got a loaded show next week. We are
Loaded.
We are going to review NXT Takeover. We are going to preview Backlash, which includes the greatest wrestling match ever. And we're also going to talk about other wrestling-related news. Thank you guys and gals for tuning in to this week's episode. Hope we helped you out during this stressful time. And, if we gave you a laugh or a smile on your face, then we did our job this week. Thank you for tuning in to That Wrestling Show, the podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And as always,
rock me, Amadeus.
Our house in the middle of the street. Our house, boom.